Aloha and welcome to the Caring Caregiver Show. I'm your host, Savy, the founder and CEO of Gimme a Break. And Gimme a Break is here to care for caregivers. We're a nonprofit organization, all volunteer nonprofit organization that's doing our best to care for you, the caregiver. Our hope is to bring back the joy of caregiving. Caregiving has become something that's falls on one person a lot. It's exhausting. It seems like you have no resources, you have no support, and sometimes it's hard to get motivated. So today's show is perfect for you. Not only will we get motivated, but we're going to get you resourced as well. And so we're here for you on the Caring Caregiver Show to share those resources. And we're here every week, and we're here to make sure that you survive. You all know my statistic about survival, and doggone it, it hasn't changed yet. It's still 50% of all caregivers will pass before the ones that they're caring for. And we really, really need to change that. We need to change that. We need to change the narrative of caregiving to one of joy. And that's what we're going to do. You can do that by checking out our website at gab808.org. And of course, if you really need to just more information that's not enough for you, then by all means, just go right ahead and send us an email at info@gab808.org. Okay, we're here. We're caregivers just like you. One of the great ways that Gimme a Break offers you a break is through our weekly support sessions. Our weekly support sessions are amazing. It's your safe space. It's where you can come to not just be heard, but also to learn and to connect with community. And we've been doing this now going on our 5th year every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. And I know that's Hawaii Standard Time, and I know it's tough for some of you who are not in our time zone. Oh, and by the way, please remember, we don't do daylight savings time. Okay. So some of you logged in a little early and or a little late, depending on what time of year it is. And we're here. We're here at 8 o'clock p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So just go on your phones, and go to the world clock and just put Hawaii time in there as one of those that you check all the time, and see what time it is. It's do the calculation. But we're here 8 p.m. every Tuesday, and you can pretty much voice what you have to voice, but you'll get to learn. And we're going through your care receiving plan right now. Your care receiving plan is everything. The person you're taking care of currently, your caree probably didn't have a care receiving plan as outlined as the one we're going through. And when your time comes, you want to make sure that you have all your things in order. We'll be talking about your insurance plan. And then after that, we'll be talking about your end of life plan and what that would look like. Those are things nobody talks about, right? So let's talk about it. Yeah. And that's join us. Never too late to start your care receiving plan, and never too late to join a community. Go ahead and connect with us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. All right. And the Caring Caregiver Show is brought to you by Gimme a Break. And one of the things that Gimme a Break does now is we actually publish the Giver's Guides online magazine. And this is an online magazine for caregivers by caregivers from a caregiver's point of view. You make a donation of $25 or more, and automatically you get a mahalo gift, a thank you gift, which is going to give you 12 monthly issues of the magazine. We want to get this magazine in the hands of every caregiver. I was just in a conversation the other day with a caregiver who was sandwiched and was just at wit's end. A 3-year-old on one side and their spouse on another, and just going crazy trying to balance an Alzheimer's spouse, going crazy trying to balance everything and not understanding it. And this month's issue is all about sandwich caregivers. This is Sandwich Caregiver Month. And there's 7 tips for sandwich caregivers on how to survive in here. I sent her the link right away. And just, you could sit anywhere on any device and read through this magazine. Caregivers, you need this. You need to be able to have a resource right at the tip of your fingers. And this is all from your point of view. Okay. So whether you're a sandwich caregiver or not, trust me, What's in there is going to help you. And all you have to do is make that donation to Give Me a Break. And it's one time a year you do it, and you'll get 12 months every time. So there you go. So go to gab808.org/donate, and we appreciate it. It helps pay the bills to produce the magazine. And that's the only reason why we ask for a donation and give it to you as a gift. All right. Moving along, I am clicking buttons like crazy. You know what I need to get motivated? That's what I need. I need some positive reinforcement. And that's why I have Andy here. Andy Pierce is here, from the founder of iBOUNCE Up. And boy, hi, Andy. Where are you? There you are. Hi, Andy. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
It's so good to have you. As I was saying just in the beginning, boy, here we are, and it's we're almost to the end of this. Finale is next week, so it's so sad how quickly time passes. But thank you so much for everything you're doing, and I can't wait to see what motivation you have for us now. So I'll turn it over to you, Andy.
Awesome, thank you. I think today I wanted to focus in on building relationships and how important those relationships really are for each of us. Um, you know, as you go through life, life isn't meant to go through challenges alone. And some of us are really good at building relationships, and some of us have a little bit more difficult of a time building relationships. And so I wanted to focus today on a strategy that helps us to build stronger relationships. And it really, for many of you, you might sound very familiar, and this might be new to some of you, but really what it comes down to is having assertive conversations versus being aggressive or passive. And so the underlining message of each of these types of communication can often lead us down this road of having difficult conversations, or it can lead us to not being so clear in the way that we communicate. And so if we look at the three styles, so we have passive, which the underlining message of someone that's being passive is that what they have to say doesn't really matter, or the message is oftentimes unclear or not even said when we are passive. And then there's the other side, which is aggressive communication. Now, aggressive communication has the underlining message that the other person doesn't matter, that their opinion doesn't matter, that what they have to say is the other person has to say is not important. And so when we come off aggressive, it tends to really hurt relationships, and it tends to kind of take away from that relationship. And so when we are assertive, meaning that we're confident, clear, and controlled, which I like to call the three C's, confident, clear, and controlled, it tends to be that we are able to communicate in such a way that our message is heard. And so when it comes to forming relationships, when it comes to building relationships with the people that we care about, if we really want to stay in that assertive box of communication. And when we are too aggressive or we're too passive, oftentimes the message that we're trying to convey is missed. So there's been many times in my life where I have been maybe a little too aggressive, or maybe I was passive and I didn't say what I needed to say in a conversation, and I end up kind of taking away from the relationship, or I end up feeling resentment towards other people because I didn't voice my opinion or voice what I was thinking in those situations. But on the flip side, if we're aggressive, we also can hurt that relationship. So I love this idea of being assertive and being able to communicate in such a way that our message is heard, and that it is a way that we can build relationships. And as you practice having assertive communication with other people, you will find that the relationship with those other people will be strengthened. that you will find that, especially when you need to have difficult and hard conversations, when we're assertive, we tend to find that there's more respect and there's the message isn't going to be missed. So that's the three styles that people tend to respond in. And I hope that I know this one's a little different than what we were talking about in the past, but it's something that's so important in building relationships. And as we know, one of the pillars to being a resilient person and overcoming challenges is having at least one person that we communicate with, that we trust, that we can uh, really talk to. Because I know I've talked about this in the past that we sometimes have bad days, we have hard days, and if we have at least one person that we can talk to, one person that we can confide in, then it seems to make things feel significantly better. So this is one more strategy to make sure that we're not passive and we're not aggressive, but we're right in that confident, clear, and controlled way of speaking to people, and it will build relationships. It's a powerful skill that I definitely love and try to practice myself.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you, Andy, so much. It's so true. And, we need that safe person, right? So our safe person gets us through our caregiving. And that's definitely one of the most important ingredients in our caregiver survival toolkit. Thank you
Definitely.
so much. I can't wait till next week. Really appreciate it. Aloha.
Aloha. Thank you.
Wow, so amazing. See, and Andrew Pierce with iBOUNCEUP.org. Just contact him. You can get more motivation. And really, I'll tell you, I really appreciate you sharing with our community because we need to hear these things. Building positive relationships, everyone, you know how important that is. And that's the first thing we stop doing as caregivers. We isolate. We isolate and we cut off our relationships. And we have to continually look for the positive in what we're doing. Our lives are so complicated as caregivers, and simple really is the best. In fact, our guest today is really going to help us with that. We're going to see that caregiving for a loved one just got easier. And she, along with her business partner, have created a platform called HeroGen. And we're going to find out all about that right now. Welcome. Aloha, Nicole. How are you? Nicole is the CEO of HeroGen and one of the founders as well. Welcome.
Thank you, Savy. Aloha. It's so wonderful to be with you. Thank you.
Oh, I'm
and that
so
was
excited.
Amazing from Andy too. That was incredible. So
right?
bonus.
And it's such a simple moment. It's 5 minutes out of our day.
Mhm.
And that's why I love it, because in 5 minutes, you can motivate yourself to survive.
Mhm.
And sometimes it just takes a moment.
Right.
Yep.
Incredible.
I love that. Well, I love what you've done. I love the information you put on HeroGen. And I want to talk about it. But before we do, please tell us your caregiving story.
Sure. Well, again, thank you for having me and allowing me to share my story and the journey with Hero Generation. So I became a caregiver. Well, my journey started about 10 years ago. My dad was nearing the end of his 15-year battle with cancer. He had, elected to forego any further treatment. So we, kind of knew what the eventual outcome was going to be. We didn't know what was coming. And I have worked in startups and tech my entire career, over 20 years. And I was looking for something, a platform, a space that could help me understand, first of all, organize all the information I was getting, synthesize it, understand it better. What's the difference between palliative care and hospice care? If my dad gets sick, should he go to the ER? Shouldn't he? Like, what are we doing here? And not to mention, I have a very large family. So many people wanted to help and would ask, what can I do to help? And I just did not have an easy way to manage all of that. It was more stressful than anything else, right?
You just want to scream.
Exactly. We all know this as caregivers. I'm preaching to the choir here.
Yeah.
So, back then, that was 2015. I was looking for a platform. I really didn't find anything that I thought, fit what I needed. and my dad passed, and I moved forward, with life. And my mom, she had long had a chronic lung disease called interstitial lung disease, and she was fine. And then, over the course of the next few years, she needed a lot more support. And I then became her primary caregiver. While meanwhile raising 2 very young children and, work, family, all of that.
Right. Speaking of a sandwich caregiver.
Exactly. We all know this very well. And, with my mom, it was a lot more intense. It was every doctor's appointment. It was helping with medications. It was physical therapies. It was groceries. It was keeping the house and then moving to, assisted living, all the things that at the time I didn't realize I was a caregiver. I didn't even know it. I was in my 30s. Nobody around me, talk about the isolation. Nobody around me was going through what I was going through. And so I, again, was looking for a place to connect, a place to get answers. And besides just Googling and having, different things come up that I had to read through, I again, just did not find a space where I could bring in my family to support me, bring in, answer questions, find resources, keep all of my mom's info, together, know the info that I even needed to know. Right. And so, I was kind of in a chaos. I always say that I felt like I was in a washing machine and, tumbling out of control. Right. And my mom passed in 2021, and thank you. I came out of it and kind of moved on with life a little bit, and really had time and space then to think about just how under-resourced I felt as a caregiver. And as I started to look into it more, realized I was not alone, that this is a very, very widespread.
Yeah, we're all just starving out here. We're in the desert and there's no water, right? Or we don't know how to find the oasis.
Exactly.
Because I feel like you and what you created and so many others have these wonderful oasis of resource, but caregivers can't find it. And that's why I'm so excited to have you on the show to talk about Hero Generation and why is it even named that?
Good question. So obviously, as you mentioned, I was in the sandwich generation, and that's becoming bigger and bigger and more prevalent. And my dad was from Philadelphia, originally from Philadelphia. And I was trying to find a way to honor my parents and such in the name, and was thinking about hoagie generation, because in Philadelphia, sandwiches are called hoagies. Shout out to Philly. And that kind of didn't roll off the tongue necessarily. And I was thinking about it, and I thought, well, you know what? Sandwiches are also called heroes. Heroes, right? Hero generation.
I love that.
We're taking care of our heroes. Oh my goodness. This is
perfect.
This is it. So really it was a lot of things that just kind of came together, and that's sort of the genesis of the name and the everything, because the workload that's being put on people, I mean, it truly is heroic work that caregivers, family caregivers are doing for their loved ones with very, very little support. So
yeah, that hits on so many wonderful levels, doesn't it? It just really, it sort of explains itself in that way. And once you kind of know that this is really about that that's a great sandwich analogy. I love that you called it that. And it helps the sandwich generation and those who are in the middle to see that there's hope. I mean, this is not only that, but a good hero sandwich, it gives you nutrition. It gives you sustenance, right?
Yeah.
So it helps you feel fuller. And I want to just allude really quick to something you had mentioned back too about, we were talking about isolation. And I thought of something is that, people don't always understand that either, because even though you may have a large family or a lot of friends, suddenly you're not accepting invitations to come over or to participate, and they think you're being stuck up. Or they think that you're being elusive, or you don't like them, rather than understand that you're isolating and you're depressed and you have no way to explain everything.
Right.
And that's what you end up doing when you go into a crowd of people. Well, tell me what you need or explain it to me.
Right.
And explaining it is just exhausting.
It's exhausting.
And you're already exhausted. And I love that you brought that up.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was important for us So Hero Generation, what it actually is a platform, is you just go to HeroGen.co, you log in, and we've got 3 main pillars for it that, was what I felt was lacking for support for caregivers. And the first one is the ability to collaborate with a team. So you can invite anybody, or family members, friends, neighbors, whomever you think can support you with that never-ending to-do list. You invite them to your team. You create to-dos. It could be picking up groceries. It could be taking mom to a doctor's appointment, or taking your spouse to go sit in the park, whatever it is that is in your situation. You create that to-do list, and you can either assign different things to those team members. So it takes away that, what can I do to help?
Check.
Right? Yeah. What can I do to help? You're like,
what do I need?
Let me think about it. I'll get back to you. And then you just say like, oh, well, no, I don't want to ask that. That's too much. It just takes away all of that extra
communication,
overthinking. You just write it down, assign it to somebody, or you can just make your whole to-do list and just leave it unassigned and tell somebody, just go in and look at that to-do list and assign yourself.
You want to help? Here you go. Yes.
Exactly.
So much simpler. So much easier.
Exactly. So that was the first piece, the collaboration. And the companion piece to that, I think really kind of brings a lot of this together, is the loved one's profile. I know a lot of times people don't even know where to begin when either they become a caregiver or they're already in it and they just feel so overwhelmed. There's chaos, information's everywhere. We always like to tell people, start filling out our loved one's profile. And this is totally free for anybody to maintain on our platform. Yeah. You keep your loved one's doctors, their insurance info, their medications, pharmacy, conditions, any legal documents. Anything that you need, because oftentimes it's like, what can I do to help? Take mom to the doctor, with a sibling, right? Take mom to the doctor. Oh, where's the doctor? What do I tell them? What else is, all that extra stuff that then you're like, oh, just forget about it all. I'll just do it myself.
But it's all in one place and everyone can access it. And it's private. I mean, I can't even tell you. I have a file. I'm going to say it's about 5 inches thick. Mm-hmm. That's my mom's file. Mm-hmm. I have a 3-inch thick file on my father. Mm-hmm. And so I mean, that's a lot of paperwork. Yes. That doesn't even include the binders I have for them. Right.
And you need to update it. And so you need to print it, put it in. Is it updated?
Right. Here, and after a while, you just throw stuff in them, right? You just throw stuff in them because I'm too tired. I'm exhausted. I can't be organizing that. I love that you have it right there. And it's so much easier to access. You can update it anytime, right?
Exactly. I use it for my children. My parents are passed, so I'm not caregiving for them anymore, but I have my children. I keep, they're in summer camps. I've had to take their immunizations or put their immunizations a million times over. It's right there. I just download it and add it to the file, or send it over to their camps. It's so simple. Anyone that you're caring for and you just want something all in one place. Yeah. It's so easy to maintain. And we really wanted to make that. So Shruti, who is my co-founder, she's also a physician. She knows, she gets those binders in or looking for that information. It was important to us to make that free in perpetuity, because we know how important it is to be prepared. And so we're trying, if I have one thing that I would love for one tip or something for caregivers to walk away with, is keep all that information in the loved one's profile, stored in one place. It just makes life so much easier. It just brings a lot of organization, and removes a lot of the chaos to the caregiving journey. And just start there. And then, you can go from there from what else you need.
And I love the mindfulness that you both put into it, because you both have experience as caregivers. And I know that Shruti has a story as well, but yes, and that you both put so much mindfulness into this, into Hero Generation, into all of the different things that are there. I mean, even just the resources, for instance. And I love, I love your resource section.
Oh, thank you.
It's endless. It has so many caregiver tips, like everything from dealing with someone who has stroke, all the different dementia types, not just dementia in general, like a lot of places. You take each different type of dementia. Stroke, of course, is a dementia. Each different type of cancer, mobility issues, even substance abuse. I mean, God, each one and if you click on it, you know, each one you go to has an experience from somebody. It has,
right.
it explains what it is, explains how to plan for that, how to set goals and resources. God, there's just so much more. Can you tell I love it?
Yes, I know. Well, thank you for saying that.
I was going through it. Oh my
I
goodness.
so appreciate that you find that helpful, because yeah, I mean, we wanted to be able to, you know, especially when people are searching for things out there, we wanted it to be specific. And like you mentioned, we have a caregiver's story, so their own story. And again, you know, I really want to emphasize everything on Hero Generation is from the caregiver's perspective, or specifically for the caregiver dealing with that situation.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it'll be, you know, about the condition itself and what the patient is going through. And while their experience is so important as well, there's a lot of information already out there, or, you know, spaces that cover that.
It's so much more personal. And because like you said, it's like being in their shoes, what that's like. That's one of the headings actually. And I think that, you know, caregivers are very empathetic, but we're empathetic to what we understand and know. We can't be empathetic to what we don't know. And I think that can be frustrating as a caregiver too, right? Is not being able to, I mean, as it is, we feel as caregivers, we think we're going to heal the world, right? We're going to make everything better. But being able to understand when that can't be done, or when you know what your boundaries are, can be so helpful to your being able to preserve yourself.
Correct.
You know?
You're so spot on. Absolutely. You are. I mean, yeah, you knowing the reality of the situation, or expectations, managing expectations. It will remove so much stress from, you know, exactly how you just said.
I mean, we worry and we worry and we worry and we worry. And then we find out what was I worried? Oh my God, you're kidding me. I worried about that later, right? When you look back in retrospect and you go, oh God, I spent all that time worrying. And of course the worry, what it does to us physically is I can't even, that's a whole nother show.
I know.
But just all of that. And so being able to get those explanations and get all of that on one website is like amazing, right? And you have it on, it's on an app as well. Am I correct?
Well, so right now it's not an app, so you don't have to download anything. You just go to HeroGen.co, either on your desktop or on your phone. And on your phone, it's mobile optimized, and you can access everything there. So as you mentioned, we have our resources page. We have within those resources are guides and tips for pretty much, we're trying to cover so many conditions. So those are in there. We also have videos from experts. So whether they're physicians, legal, mental health professionals, you can watch videos, bite-sized videos on your own time. And we also have our AI digital caregiving assistant, Andrea. So Ask Andrea, and that's named after my mom, and it's her little face that you'll see there. But really, she's she's an AI assistant, but we've really built her and wrapped her in a lot of empathy for the caregiver. So every answer she'll give, I know this is difficult. I know this is challenging. You're doing a great job, but really you can ask questions specific to your situation, whether it's your geography, the condition, the stage of the condition, the age, whatever it may be. And she can give you a starting point. She's not going to replace, of course, your healthcare professionals. Right. I make that very clear, but she gives you, you have a question, you wake up at 3 a.m. and you're worrying, just like you said. Yeah. You could ask Andrea a question, and just having that information is a little bit of soothing, a little bit of
I can totally see myself having had this opportunity to go online, go to HeroGen.co. And by the way, you guys, it's co, not com. It's co. Okay. So HeroGen.co. And I would go there and I would say, why is my mother wandering around all night? Right. I didn't know what sundowning was.
Yes.
And I didn't understand it. Right. I instead, I slept in a chair next to the bed, right, sitting up, so that if she moved or got up in any way, I was right there. Yeah. Because I was so worried that she would wander off in the evening, and that scared the bejesus out of me. Right. And so I could have easily gone online, sitting there anyway. Right. HeroGen.co.
Yeah.
Ask Andrea.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I would have been calmed and maybe rolled up and been able to have slept some of those evenings. I mean, what you've done, I can't even begin to tell you what it will do for so many. And that you do this in perpetuity is an amazing thing, that anyone can go online and go on your website and get these wonderful resources. Thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's my mission, and with Shruti too. You know, Shruti's in caregiving right now for her parents currently.
Yes.
And, you know, if we can make this process just a little bit easier, you know, just a little bit less stressful, that is our mission.
It's amazing.
And, you know, just appreciate having the opportunity to get the word out, and hopefully, you know, we also take a lot of feedback. If there's something on there that just doesn't really work for you, or doesn't suit, or you wish you had this. I mean, we're in our little baby stage of building Hero Generation. So, you know, please, there's a contact us. Please let us know if we're missing something, or you wish you had something, or you don't understand. Truly, we want this to be as easy and useful for caregivers as possible. And so we would love all that feedback as well.
Yeah, we need simple. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for sharing with us and coming on today. I can't even tell you, my best to Shruti as well, and hang in there. But boy, I really know this is something that we will be talking about many times and sharing with our caregivers. And so you guys, it's Hero Generation. Just go to HeroGen.co and get some wonderful, simple resource, help, guidance, and more positive motivation. So thank you for what you do. Aloha.
Thank you,
really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, yes. And I wasn't ready for that, was I? Thank you. All right, here I am. I'm back again. Woohoo. So yeah, gosh, you guys, that's an amazing platform, right? So you just get on your phone when you're crazy and go to your search engine and type in HeroGen, just like a hero sandwich. You're going to get nourished. Yeah, you're going to get all the things that you need. Hero, HeroGen Gen.co. All right. And do that. I know it's going to help you. I'm super excited about it. And I just wish. You know, this is why we do it. This is why we do the Caring Caregiver Show. Because when I went through what I was going through, I felt like I was just in the worst possible place of my life. I had hit all-time lows. I couldn't find resources. I cried all the time. And some of you who watch the show that know me really well know I'm not a big crier. I'm a tough girl. And boy, this one took me down. Caregiving took me down to my core. And I wished I could have asked Andrea. I wished I could have gotten on to an app like this one, to a platform like this one, and just gone in and checked it out. I would have been so much better for it. And I'll tell you, I probably would be speaking Hero Generation all the time for the past 5 years. So I'm so glad I connected with both of you. And I'm so happy that you all had an opportunity to meet Nicole and to hear about it today. Wow. Well, that's what it's all about, right? That's why Gimme a Break and Giver's Guides online magazine, who have now merged, by the way, bring you the Caring Caregiver Show. And of course, now all those bills are paid through Gimme a Break, and we need to be able to pay those bills to do this, to continue to do this show. And so we do need your donations, right? We do not have grants or funding. This is all, we have done this for the past 5 years because of the kindness of all of you. And thank you to all of you. I cannot mahalo you enough. I cannot. We have continued to do what we do in so many wonderful ways. And so what we're doing is we're doing a mahalo gift. For anyone who donates $25 or more, we will give you a mahalo gift of 12 issues of the Giver's Guides online magazine for anyone, for a caregiver, for you. All right. And to celebrate that we're doing this and to celebrate our merger, for the first 25 that donate 25, we're going to get you a free pamper kit as well. And our little pamper kits, you've all seen them. They're wonderful. That steam eye mask is my favorite. And so we give you a home pamper kit where you can just take the time, even if it's for a minute or 5 minutes, and sit and give yourself a little bit of a pampering, right? You can learn to do an aroma massage, all kinds of wonderful things. So first 25 to donate their 25, get a free pamper kit along with those 12 issues, the 12 monthly issues. Whew, wow. Well, I'll tell you, time flies. This season has been going by so quickly. And I can't believe that our finale is next week. Wow, it's been really quick. I feel like I blinked and I couldn't get enough resources out to you. But season 15 has been really great. And I know that we've had some wonderful, wonderful resources. And I can't wait till next week because you're going to meet our special guest, Janelle Biggs, who's a life coach specifically for caregiving. And I also am excited to have Dr. Amy Clements-Cortez on. And Dr. Amy Clements-Cortez, she will share the soothing effects and explain how that works with music therapy. And I am a big proponent of music therapy. I'll tell you, because to this day, when I go to see my mother, who you know is in hospice, and she's been in hospice now her 5th time, and she's non-responsive, non-verbal, non-communicative, and of course, non-ambulatory. And I'll play her favorite song for her every time I'm there. I don't know if she hears it. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I do know that she's calmer when I get ready to leave after she's heard the music. So music therapy, I can't wait to talk about it next week. And of course, more motivation from Andy. He'll be here for our final time in season 15 next week. I'm really excited about that. So the Caring Caregiver Show, that's what we do. We connect you to the resources. We connect you to community. You are not alone, caregivers. You are not alone. There's a whole community out there of wellness and, of course, survival, which is our goal. Not just that you survive, that you thrive even beyond your caregiving journey, to be able to do great things like Nicole has done, like Andy is doing, and maybe what I'm doing as well. Okay, so mark your calendars. You don't want to miss it. Put an alarm on your phone to join us live. And if you can't, that's okay. You'll be able to go back on any platform, Facebook or LinkedIn, or even on our YouTube channel, and you can always watch this video back. You can always see it. You won't miss it. It's always there. And you can always watch an episode and watch whichever one you want. And if you need to, you can select that. Just go to the Caring Caregiver Show. Oopsie, there we go. CaringCaregiverShow.com. And on the CaringCaregiverShow.com, that's our website where you can see all of our past episodes. And I think that you can only do it on audio, but that's okay. Just plug it in. Keep doing what you're doing and listen to the episodes. And hopefully that will get you through your day. And that will tie you to the resource you need to change the outcome of your journey. Whatever you do, just stay connected. Don't lose that. If you're isolated, at least get connected in one way. And that's to us and even to a community of caregivers on our support sessions. Just keep checking on Facebook. We're right there. Or go to our website at gab808.org. All right. And in the meantime, remember, just breathe. Don't forget to breathe and keep positive. Keep building relationships and ask Andrea. And just know it's all going to be right here and every week on the Caring Caregiver Show. Thanks for tuning in today. Be kind to yourself and especially to those who care. Aloha, everyone.